All right, so today we're diving into
Yeah.
something that I think a lot of people have kind of a love-hate relationship with.
Yeah.
Professional networking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? But you know what?
It can be rough.
It can be, but it can be really good, too.
Absolutely.
So we got some really interesting material sent to us about building those professional relationships, and I'm kind of curious to get into it with you.
Me too. Let's do it.
Because, you know, whether you're getting ready for a job search
Right.
or you're trying to, become a thought leader in your space, or you just
want to meet cool people.
yeah, you just want to kind of maximize the potential of all those connections that you have.
Yeah.
This is for you.
This is it. So
Networking
I think you're right when you say,
often gets a bad rap.
yeah,
It makes you think of like those awkward
elevator pitches.
elevator pitches. Yeah. Or like you said, love-hate.
Right.
Like just kind of being forced into conversations.
Yeah, and like the small talk. Ugh, the small talk.
Ugh, I know, right?
So much small talk.
So much of it.
But what really struck me in the material you sent over was that there's this big emphasis on genuine connection.
Yeah.
Like really making a connection with the person.
That's what we should be going for.
Yeah.
Instead of just,
Yeah. Ditch that.
ditch the transactional knife.
Mindset and
Collect as many business cards as you can.
right, just like racking them up.
Yeah.
No, it's about building those relationships that really benefit both sides.
It's like making friends, but in a professional setting.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And that actually reminds me of
What's that?
a story from one of the articles you shared.
Ooh, I love a good story.
This woman was trying to get into like a whole new field.
Okay.
And she was feeling really lost.
Yeah.
And instead of, going to every single networking event,
Okay.
she kind of slowed down and thought about it.
Yeah. And she picked 3 people
Oh.
who were already doing
Smart. Yeah. Real smart.
what she wanted to do
Okay.
and reached out to them just to get advice.
Okay.
Not even for a job,
Oh, wow.
just for advice and insight.
So she was focusing on
Yeah.
quality over quantity there, building those strong ties.
Strong ties.
That we were talking about before.
Yeah.
Okay. And it worked.
Did it really?
It did.
Oh, that's so cool.
2 of the people that she had contacted actually became mentors to her
Oh, wow.
and offered her guidance and support.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then one of them introduced her to a contact
Oh, wow.
at a company
Get out of here.
she really wanted to work at.
Wow.
And she ended up getting her dream job.
Oh, that's a great story.
Yeah, it's a perfect example of how focusing on building genuine relationships can get you so much farther
Right.
than just trying to get as many contacts as you can.
That's amazing. See, that's what I love about this whole
Yeah,
deep dive.
yeah.
We're kind of flipping the script
Yeah.
on how we usually think about networking.
Yeah.
So if we ditch the whole,
Mm-hmm.
run around and get as many business cards as you can,
Right.
how do we actually find these quality connections?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, the material suggested starting with your goals.
Okay.
Think about what you're hoping to achieve through this. Are you trying to break into a new industry?
Right.
Do you want to be a recognized expert in your field?
Okay.
Once you kind of figure out where you want to go,
Yeah.
you can start to map out how to get there.
Okay. So let's say
Yeah.
I want to become a thought leader
Okay.
in, I don't know,
Pick something.
sustainable fashion.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Sustainable fashion.
Where do I even begin?
Well, first, you got to identify some other thought leaders in that space.
So,
Like, who do you admire? Who's doing work that you like?
and then you got to figure out how to connect with them.
Okay.
So that could be going to events
Right.
where they're talking or like engaging with their stuff online
Okay.
or joining a professional organization.
Okay, so you're saying it's all about
Yeah.
finding common ground.
Finding that common ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have those shared interests.
Right.
And it makes the connection more natural.
Yeah.
And then one of the sources mentioned something
What's that?
that I thought was really interesting
Yeah.
about how to nurture those connections once
Oh.
you make them.
Yeah, how do you keep it going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It talked about the power of generosity.
Now that's interesting to me.
Right?
Because I always thought,
Yeah.
the whole point of networking was to get ahead.
Yeah.
Like, get what you want.
Get what you want.
So how is generosity?
It's funny.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the old school way of thinking about it.
Right?
But this is about realizing
Yeah.
it's a two-way street. Gotcha.
Networking
Uh-huh.
it's about building relationships that are mutually beneficial.
Right.
And a good way to do that
Okay.
is by offering help to other people.
So it's like a
Yeah.
give before you get kind of thing.
Exactly. So share your knowledge.
Yeah.
Offer to introduce people.
Right.
Maybe just listen to somebody who needs to talk.
Yeah.
The generosity will strengthen your connections.
Right.
And it'll make you a valuable member of your network.
So we talked about finding the right people,
Mm-hmm.
connecting in an authentic way,
Yeah.
being generous.
Yep.
What about all the more practical stuff? Like,
Oh, yeah. The nitty gritty.
yeah, like following up
Yes.
after you meet someone.
So important.
Did the material have any tips for that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They really emphasize how important it is to follow up,
Right.
but to do it in a thoughtful way.
Yeah.
So don't just send a generic like, hey, nice to meet you.
Right.
Looking forward to connecting again sometime.
Yeah.
Like really personalize that message.
Yeah.
Mention something specific you guys talked about.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And maybe even suggest a way to stay in touch,
Okay.
like sharing an article
Yeah.
or inviting them to a webinar.
Right.
Yes.
So basically,
Yeah.
treat these professional connections
Mm-hmm.
like you would a friend you actually value.
Exactly.
You know, stay in touch.
Yeah.
Be interested.
Be there for each other.
Yeah. Be there to support each other.
That's perfect.
I love that.
Yeah, it's not about having, thousands of contacts.
Yeah.
Nobody needs that. It's
Well-
about having those connections
Yeah.
that will actually help you
Yeah.
and enrich your life.
I feel like
Yeah.
my mind has been blown.
Oh.
I have a whole new perspective on networking now.
Good.
Okay.
I'm so glad to hear that. To
Yeah.
really cement this new perspective for you.
Okay.
I'm going to leave you with a question.
Okay. Hit me.
Think about 3 people that you could reach out to today
Yep.
to build a stronger connection.
I'm going to start making a list.
3 people. It could be somebody you admire,
Mm-hmm.
someone you haven't talked to in a while,
Oh.
or someone you just met
Yeah.
who's doing something cool.
Oh, okay. I like it.
Take that first step.
Yeah.
You never know what could happen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great deep dive today.
Thanks for having me.
Always fun.
Likewise.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.